Hi, my name is Hope and you're watching Recovering Every Day. So, I've wanted to make a YouTube channel for several years now, just explaining what it's like to be an addict. And I didn't want to give you all these, descriptions of what doctors tell you it's like. I don't want to do any of that. I want to tell you from my own mindset what it's like. I was an addict, so therefore I know. I want to tell you what it's like in the middle, in the gist of being an addict, what it's like after, and how I live my life now, still struggling almost every day from the decisions that I made to become an addict. So if you want to embark on this journey with me, buckle up and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Okay? So in today's episode, I'm also going to make this a series, okay? So in today's episode, we're going to talk about how I became a addict. A few years ago, I was getting ovarian cysts every month, and they would rupture, and they would be very extremely painful. So I would go to the hospital, and they would do something with an ultrasound thing or stuff like that, and they would tell me that I had a ruptured cyst, and they would give me a prescription of pain pills. So that was every few months. Some months I could tolerate it better than others. So every few months I would get a prescription of pain pills. I would take them strictly for pain. And then it got to where, I would go hang out with friends and they would be like, oh, do you want a pain pill or whatever? I'd be like, yeah, sure. And then it became to where every single day of my life I had to have them. So it went from strictly needing them for pain to wanting them for fun to having to have them every day or I felt like I was going to die. So yeah, the first step was getting them from the doctor, from the hospital, and then the second step was friends giving them to me, and then the third thing was I was going to buy them. I had a job at the time, and I was making around $200 to $300 a week, and I would go and spend half, if not more, of my paycheck in pain pills every week. To be honest with you, $150 on pain pills a week is not that much. It's a lot of money, yes. But from that stage in my life until I got caught up, wow. It is ridiculous at how much pain pills cost. And it is ridiculous at the amount of money that an addict will spend to get that high. So a few months had went by. At this point I was an addict for maybe, I would say 4 months or so. And then it got to a point to where I knew people that had them, and I knew I could talk them out of them for free. So I did. It was a family member, unfortunately. Yes, I know, very shitty of me. But I would go to his house and I would beg him for pain pills. I would tell him that I was dying, I was hurting so bad and I needed them. At first, he had no problem with giving them to me. He would. And then, as the months progressed, he started worrying about me. And I would go over there and I would beg. I would literally be crying in tears begging him for a pain pill. And most of the time he would give them to me. Sometimes he would tell me that I needed to go home and chill out. Yeah, and then I started buying them from my family members. Yes, my family members actually sold me pain pills, and they knew that I was an addict, actually. I won't go into detail about who those family members were because I don't want shame on anyone. So yeah. It is a tough road. Being an addict, it is. And in my personal opinion, I do not at all think that being addicted to something is a disease at all. I know what I did, and I know where I messed up. I did not at all think that I was an addict. At all. Until one day, someone told me, you need to slow down. You're getting way too caught up in this. I was like, you're crazy. I'm not an addict. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not an addict. You're fucking crazy. You're making me look bad. I was very defensive about this. And they were like, okay, well, I guarantee you that you can't go a few days without having to have a pain pill. I was like, do you want to bet me? Like, let's do this. I will bet you that I can. with this mindset still, I'm not an addict, I'm not an addict, I'm not an addict. I went home and I told myself I was not going to leave my house for a few days. The first 12 hours were not so bad, and then, you know, the hours after that were excruciating. I could not sleep, I couldn't eat, I was going fucking crazy. I literally felt like I was going insane, like I'm an addict. I'm an addict. Are you fucking serious? I'm an addict. I told myself right then and there, I'm done with pain pills. I'm not touching them anymore. Like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Yeah. The very next day, what did I do? Went and begged some more for some pain pills. The guy was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. The family member, I'm not doing this anymore. You're not getting them from me anymore. You need help. I was like, no, I don't. I don't need help. I did. I didn't want help. I didn't. I loved the way I felt on pain pills. I loved it. It was so amazing. I loved it. This was probably 5 to 6 months in. And then it got to a point to where I didn't love it anymore. I hated it. And I wanted help. I didn't know how to get help. I didn't know what to do. I did not want my fiance to find out. I didn't want any of my family that did not sell them to me to find out. I did not want my fiance's family to find out at all, because they respected me in a way that I didn't deserve at that point in my life. I had a lot of people who actually respected me, and they looked up to me. I mean, they did. They looked up to me in a way that I didn't deserve. So, I had a little boy too, and I still have my little boy. And it got to a point to where I did not care about anything. I cared about my little boy. I cared about people in my life, but not the way that I should have. I was, you know, at that point in my life, I wanted help. I really did, because it was sucking the life out of me. I was tired all the time. I was irritated all the time. It did not matter how many pills I took that day. I wanted more, and I was so tired. Like, I was fatigued all the time. Addiction is not fun. It's fun, yes, it's all fun and games in the beginning. It really is. But at what cost? At what cost is it so fun? At the cost that I now live every day with anxiety and depression. It is not fun. It's not fucking fun. Yes, I had fun for a few months. Until what? Until what? Until I mentally fucked up my brain? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. You know, during the process, I lost interest in a lot of stuff. Before addiction, I loved to crochet. I loved to take my kid to the park. I loved to be around family. I just always had so much fun in life. And it got to a point to where life was not fun anymore. I did not have interest in anything. I didn't have interest in spending time with family. I didn't have interest in going to a park. My interest was figuring out where I was getting my next high from. That was my interest. I would still go to the emergency room too, very much so often, and get pain pills. And I would be so mad at them. I would go to a different hospital than my normal regular one, and they would not give me any. They would give me Tylenol 3. And at this point, I was way past Tylenol 3. And I would be so mad at them. Like, I would be so pissed off because they didn't give me what I wanted. I never made a scene, though. I never made a scene. The next thing I want to tell you guys is that when you're an addict, when you first start out, as in fun, let's go have some fun. Start out on low doses. So, like, just say at first, they first started giving me Lorcet 5s. Lorcet 5 at that time would fuck me up for hours and hours and hours. And then closer to the end of my addiction, I could take, God, 2 Roxy 15s. And that is like way up there on the, you know, pain pill spectrum. And I would feel really good for about 30 minutes to an hour. And then after that, I was tired. I could barely hold my eyes open. It was bad. It got really, really bad. So my story on how I became an addict is, first of all, the medical field. I don't really blame them because it's my fault. I'm the one that took them, but they had a lot to do with it because it was so easy to get them. It was so easy. Instead of me going to the hospital the first time I went and them giving me, you know, a little bit stronger, you know, ibuprofen or something that you can buy at a store, no. They wanted to shove pain pills down my damn throat. I do not blame them fully because it is my fault. I take 100%, you know, acceptance of the fact that it's my fault. It is my fault. But I feel like the healthcare system, the medical field, they all need to stop handing out pain pills like they're fucking candy. So, anyways, this is how I became an addict. In my next video, I'm going to tell you guys how my fiance found out and how his family found out. Most of my family already knew, but for the family of mine that did not know, how they found out. And yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I know it's a little runny and like, I don't even know, I haven't watched it yet, but this is my first one. So I'm hoping that by the next few videos I get a little bit better and maybe you guys can tolerance the video. I love you guys.